Thank you for the news. And before that, the disc jockey who furnished us with 1.5 hours of pure, unadulterated garbage. Mercifully, this show will be totally different. I can offer only 30 minutes of unadulterated garbage. My name is, it's written here on this plastic tag on my wrist. It says, nil by mouth. No, that can't be right. That's my nickname at the hospital. No, Mummy always sews my name inside my blazer. I'll just see what it says. That's right, my name is Man at C&A. I'm essentially a shy and private person who likes to keep himself to himself. I suppose that's why I'm sitting here in my York studio, broadcasting to 1 million people. It's a paradox, ladies and gentlemen. It's a paradox. Paradox! Originally, the show was going to be simultaneously broadcast in New York, but the director of programs there must have thought I was a threat to the ozone layer, because after hearing some of my previous broadcasts, he described me, and I quote, as a total aerosol.
Stereo FM, Britain's favorite Radio 1.
My husband said he had to have a portable phone. I said they cost a lot of lolly loo. He sold the Porsche, he sold the house, he begged the bank for a loan. I said, hey baby, they're all laughing at you, and it wouldn't be so bad if you ever got through. It costs £250 million plus that, and he thinks he looks cool, but he looks like a brat.
Hello? Hello? I can't hear you. I'm going for a tunnel. Hello? What?
It didn't work in the office, didn't work in the car, didn't work in the train or in the local wine bar. It worked once for 20 seconds, and then he got the bill, and it was larger than the national debt of Brazil. He must be do-lally-lally, do-lally-lally, do-lally-lally. He can stick it up his... I'll be abusing British Telecom several times tonight, a little later by phoning New York. New York, the city that never sleeps, and it looks like it the next morning. But first, the telephonic sociological experiment. Are Northerners servile, bovine, subservient, bone-headed cattle who will do anything they're told? Are Southerners totally dominant, assertive, and self-assured? On and off for the next half hour, I'm going to be phoning random telephone numbers in the north and south to discover which region is the more easily dominated. Well, it's not that exciting, not oral sex, it's the best you get this time of night. Points will be awarded and the totals given at the end. So putting on my SAS, you argue with me and I'll blow your sodding head off voice, I shall command this southern subscriber to replace the handset immediately.
Hello, 2841.
Hello?
Hello?
Put down your phone.
Yeah?
Pathetic. Minus 20 points for the south already, you're pathetic.
Hello?
Put your phone down.
Who is it?
Shirley. Hello? Hello? That's minus 300 points for the south. Now to the north.
Hello, it's Stillworth.
Yes, your phone must go down.
Pardon?
Your phone must go down.
What do you mean, down?
Down? What do you think I mean? Not underground, on the hook.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, lucky imbecile.
Hello.
Oh, you know your phone?
Yeah.
Put it down. And the score so far. The north, minus 35 marks. The south, minus 35 marks. Neck and neck. Is it any wonder we're stuck with the Prime Minister we have?
Good evening. My name is the Man in Navy Blue. It was out of black down at Topshop. We present Victor Lewis Smith's A to Z of popular culture. Part number the first. Opera. Man.
Opera. The very first milestone in the annals of operatic history was Orfeo, written by Claudio Monteverdi and performed here by I Camerati de Lewis Smith. Monteverdi's Orfeo.
Orfeo,
A tragic love twist involving a fat old tart in a frock and a consumptive tenor was first performed 1607. That's almost 4:10 by my Mickey Mouse watch, and being opera was still going strong at 10 o'clock the next morning. The name Monteverdi translates into English as Mr. Green Mountain, which, let's face it, is an absurd name, but set a precedent for subsequent composers, whose names have included Johann Fox, Joseph Sook, John Blow, George Bender, and a whole family of Benders, and a gentleman from the 19th century named of Shite, whose Christian name is simply too offensive to be mentioned here on this innovative and dangerously late-night neoteric program. Perhaps the most famous and certainly the dullest opera composer was Richard Wagner, who failed all his Hollywood screen tests, unlike brother Robert and sister Lindsay, who, let's face it, was great as the Bionic Woman. Great.
You know you are at a Richard Wagner show when the curtain goes up at 6 o'clock and 3 hours later you look at your watch and it says 6:05.
Wagner's music is wonderful, it just sounds terrible, but it always has highly original plots involving some fat old tart in a frock and a consumptive tall blonde Aryan blue-eyed tenor, as demonstrated here by Das Orchester und Chorus der Louis Schmidt Gesellschaft.
Das ist
It is a well-known fact that musicians are just about the lowest life form on the planet. They are whinging, money-grabbing, work-shy, blasé, tone-deaf, miserable, whinging, moronic bastards who should all do a proper day's work for once. But the lowest subdivision of all is the opera singer. Because they sing and cannot blame their own incompetence on their musical instrument, they become neurotic, aggressive, hysterical prima donnas who insist on being called bel canto, when in fact canbelto is nearer the mark.
No, you're not playing it right. Me, higher. Me, Don Giovanni.
Bing bong! There will now be an extremely long interval while you rich, fat, tone-deaf, smug, capitalist bastards go and sit on the lawn and stuff your faces with smoked salmon, caviar and Bollinger. Thank you. Bing bong!
Oh,
Gorgeous.
super darling,
Gorgeous.
you look lovely,
Gorgeous.
really do.
I really love that bit with the fat old tart in the frock.
Did you see her tiara?
Oh,
it's
gorgeous,
absolutely
gorgeous.
marvelous.
Despite opera taking 3/4 of the Arts Council budget every year, the £80 billion sets a secondary to the real show, which takes place in the interval.
Nothing else,
Yeah.
it's a super dress, darling,
Oh, listen,
super.
You must buy Channel Tunnel shares, you know. It's absolutely...
Is it true that all the working classes smell of boiled cabbage?
This audience has just sat through an hour and a half of modern English opera at Glyndebourne, which took the composer 4 years on an Arts Council grant to write, 2 years and £4 million to make the set, and 6 months of rehearsal with musicians to effect. Here is a distillation of the brain activity of a typical member of an audience, savouring the fruits of all this artistic labour.
Really?
What I'd like now is a lovely toffee cream and have one of those lovely walnut fudges. What if the man in front of me in the next row is wearing a wig? Can I pack the Dijon mustard in the hamper? Oh, it is a wig, look. What if Heseltine will make Prime Minister after Thatcher gets knifed? Oh, it is a wig, it's nylon. Oh, my willy itches badly. What if I can scratch it without anybody noticing? Hope I've not caught anything from Deirdre in the paper shredding room. Sarah would be furious. She'd give me a right old ragging.
Gilbert and Sullivan is opera's equivalent to having Mummy cut your meat up for you and then put it through the blender. It is pap. It is designed not to be listened to, but to be performed by dreadful amateur groups, such as this one, the soiled doily carte blanche Louis Smith Strollers.
I give a song to sing.
This is almost unspeakable. As I sit here, my knuckles have turned white, my face green. People who enjoy Gilbert and Sullivan are lower life forms, even than Richard Stilgo. They are low middle class. They use public libraries. Their wives turn out the lights before undressing in front of their husbands. They once asked the team a question on Gardner's Question Time in 1967, but failed to make it onto Ask the Family. They think that Steve Race is ever so dangerous but lovely. The husband still wears cardigans buttoned right to the top, and the only reason they ever started the Crawley G&S Society in the first place was that so he could play Jack Point to her Nanky Poo. During the 1960s and 70s, the music scene was infested by a seething plague of rock operas, so called because they were neither rock nor opera, written by the likes of Andrew Lloyd Banker and appealing to spotty 17-year-olds with a CSE in music failed and an unhealthy burgeoning interest in Christianity. This particular rock opera, Jesus Christ, What a Shambles, starred Babs Windsor as Pontius Pilate and Ken Goodwin as the ukulele-playing Mary Magdalene. This scene is a sensitive portrayal of the Messiah's agony on the cross, performed here by the pop idol Victor Essex Lewis Sussex Smith.
What a way to spend Easter. I was only trying to spread the word. Already, I asked this bloke to put me up for the night, and this happened. I mean, it's absurd. What a business. Frankly, you lose your pride. Suppose it's too late to say sorry. Alright, I admit I'm not the son of God. It's been verified by Gallup and Mori. Such a business. Mr. Weber, we've got a hit. I tell you, we got a hit.
If you're still interested in attending opera, there can only be two possible reasons. One, you've not been listening to a single word I've been saying, or two, someone has just hammered a 20-inch steel bolt through your frontal lobe, slightly affecting your judgment. But if you are still interested, here's how to distinguish between various types of modern English opera. There are only three composers who get performed much. Sir Michael Tippett,
Play it cool, baby.
who unfortunately writes his own libretti. He thinks he's hip, but he's not hip. He's old-fashioned and uses such up-to-the-minute phrases as "play it cool, daddy-o, 8 to the barman,"
Daddy-o.
and "crazy scene." In short, Tippett operas are about as embarrassing as watching your granddad trying to do acid house at the Christmas party.
Cool it, kitten. Hepcat.
Next, there's Benjamin Britten.
Benjamin.
Britain's operas are peopled with colour-pigeon young boys, but always feature a gentleman with a strangulated hernia, who sings in a voice afflicted not so much with vibrato as with chronic elasticated vocal cords and Parkinson's disease, and who is a very close friend of both the composer and of Dorothy, whatever that means. Finally, there's Sir Peter Maxwell Davies, who rides dissonant, tuneless, can't tap your feet to it crap. Sorry, but around these parts they call me Joe Blunt. And in fact, the only difference between Peter Maxwell Davies and a pair of Dr. Sloyle sandals is that one bucks up the feet and the other can wait until next time, when Victor Lewis Smith A to Z of popular culture will be looking at fashion.
Hello?
I'd like you, if you would, to put down your phone.
And the score so far is Bibble.
Hello?
Are you from the north or from the south of England?
Who the hell's speaking anyway?
Shirley.
Hey?
Shirley, are you from the north or from the south?
From the north.
From the north?
Yeah.
Put your phone down, mate, would you?
And a quickie from the north in this sequence.
622 for the blank one.
Put your phone down.
Huh?
Put your phone down.
Put my phone down?
Yeah, put your blooming phone down.
Who the are you?
Don't you talk to me like that, you...
And that puts the north in the lead.
Anyway, cut a long story short, I phoned the crematorium.
Oh, yeah.
Hold on a second, Doc. Mrs. Coulthard, fill that right up to the top, will you? That tumble dryer, otherwise it seeps out. What was I say? I phoned the crematorium. They said they were going to burn my Harold at 2 p.m. sharp. Of course I can't get there till after work at 6. So I asked if they'd put him on a low gas until I get there. You got that bundle of dry cleaning to do?
Yeah,
lovely. I'll take that.
All right then, love.
Excuse me.
Yes, dear.
Excuse me. I've come to pick up my service watch. I brought it in this morning.
Name, please, dear.
It's Lewis-Smith.
Oh, it's you.
What?
Oh, no. Dole, it's him. Dole, he's arrived.
Who's that? I'm sorry, is there some problem with my washing? What's
some problem.
Some problem.
I don't know. You've got the bleeding nerve to show your face in this laundry. You're right, Doc. The state of your underpants. We get the skid marks, but your smalls are another ball game altogether. I was at your wife fronts with a blowtorch for a good half hour. Though, Kate, do you mind? There are people listening. I really do think that you can Kate on it was. It was Kate. It's not natural. What you've been eating? You've been down the curry shop, have you? Look, would you keep your voices down? This is very embarrassing. You're here to wash, not to pass moral judgment on me. Dare you? We know your sort. All posh suit and patent shoes on the outside. Right. Well, underneath you're a seething mass of number 2s and crusty doings. That's what you are. Right. Yeah, you're the sort who carries a briefcase on the tube, and we know what's in it, don't we, darling? We know what to do. Yeah, nothing but a can of cream rice and a large cucumber. That's right. I don't know how you can live with yourself. I don't.
It's interesting you say that, because I couldn't live with myself, so I moved next door, but frankly I found I couldn't stand the neighbours, so I moved back again. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, you're touched. You're not playing with a full deck of cards. You're not. You're not. You're mental. Oh, you're mental. You're mentally challenged. You are. You're mentally challenged.
Oh, dear, I'm afraid I must
What's
ask
that?
you and your sound effects and music to leave now because I must continue my sociological survey with another random call
you're
to
not
the north.
You're not switching us off.
Don't
Switch us off.
Yes, no. Better out than in. Right, minus 35 to the north, minus 35 to the south, which is more easily dominated. This time I'm going to use a balloon. I'm going to use a balloon. I'm going to use a balloon. You're going to use a balloon.
Hello?
Well, sorry about this. I'm just blowing up a balloon.
Hello, Sep.
Sep?
Isn't it?
I thought that was French for mushroom. Sep? Sorry, I've blown up a balloon.
Yes.
Well, why did you call me a mushroom? You said Sep in French.
Fun guy to be with.
Have you got the wrong number?
No, I just wanted you to put your phone down. No, hello?
Hello.
Sorry, after I released the air from the balloon, you put your phone down.
Right.
Right, cue. Thank you. Yes, it's good to humiliate the general public, especially when they're working class. As you can hear, we have live musicians in my luxury York penthouse flat. They're our resident band. They call themselves the Lewis-ettes. I call them an abomination because they all have Van Gogh's ear for music. This week, they've written a topical piece because it's exactly 45 and a bit years since a young Dutch girl found herself hiding in a garret in Amsterdam and began keeping a journal. The piece, I'm told, is inspired by her medical condition, frequent attack of the squits whenever Nazi stormtroopers marched past. It's called The Diarrhea of Anne Frank. I will count them in. Take it away, boys. 1, 2, 3, 4. Give us your telephone number, we'll write. I have to admit I love the United States. I'm a sucker for the United States. The case comes up next week. What other country can boast the only animal in existence with the unusual feature of having an arsehole halfway up its back? Admittedly, it's ex-President Reagan's horse, but that's another thing. I thank you all. Every week I will be making contact with colonies via the electric telephone system. This week I decided to phone Macy's, the world's biggest department store, and extract from them gallons of urine. But don't try this at home unless you've got the BBC paying for the bill, because they keep you on hold for hours and hours and hours and hours and hours and hours. Like yesterday. Oh dear, I'm having a flashback. I'm going wobbly, 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 wobbly.
Thank you for calling the world's largest store. Macy's Herald Square will be open today until 8:30 p.m. Please hold, and the next available operator will be happy to assist you. And thank you for calling Macy's.
And I waited. And I waited through the second movement. And eventually...
47?
Oh, hello. I've just been on the phone listening to Beethoven for the past 5 minutes, and I'm phoning from England.
Okay, how can I help you?
Well, I wonder if you can. I walked into one of your shops not so long ago. Just been to see Cats.
Uh-huh.
Have you seen it?
to see a cat?
Yes.
No, I haven't.
Uncle Thermos. Anyway, I bought a computer and I want more like it.
Okay, I have to connect you to the mail department.
Oh, hold on! Before you do, I don't want Beethoven.
Okay.
I do not want Beethoven. Under any circumstances do I want Beethoven playing through my ears. I've spent something like £30 to hear the second movement of the Eroica. I do not want Beethoven. Is that clear?
Okay.
Thank you.
Computer room?
Oh, hello. I wonder if you can help me. I bought a computer from your shop. Well, that's about...
Excuse me, and who did you like to speak to?
Well, I'd like to speak to Marilyn Monroe, but she's not at all well, is she? Computers. Computer people.
Okay, just a minute. Hold on a minute. Can I help you?
Oh, hello. Can I have your computer department, please?
Okay, well, how can we help you?
Oh, well, I wonder if you can help me. Actually, I wonder if you can. I'm phoning from England. My name is Cecil Gibley, and I came into your shop some months ago. You may remember me. Did I deal with you personally?
No, I was only transferred here a couple
Yeah, but I'm not interested. Now, the thing is that I'm related to the King of England, His Holiness Lord Sir Brian Monsignor Ethel III, and I have $25,000 to spend on personal computers for my public school, Worcester College. Have you heard of it?
No.
Ah. You have public schools, but it's a different term, isn't it?
Yes.
I think your term is from July to August.
Yes.
I bought one of your computers, and I want $25,000 more worth of.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the trouble is, I've had a bit of trouble with the first one that I bought from you.
Mm-hmm.
I bought the thing, and it said I had to boot it when I got home.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I did.
Mm-hmm.
I have the monitor in front of me now.
Mm-hmm.
Listen.
Mm-hmm.
It had claimed to have an ASCII file.
I tell you what, let me give you a number to call.
Oh, no. No, I've been phoning numbers all day from your place.
Mm-hmm.
Why did the ASCII file, when I switched it on, not say hello, playmates, I thank y'all?
I haven't the slightest.
The other thing is the screen.
Mm-hmm.
Could you explain to me something about your computer screens? It's covered in correcting fluid. I need a screen every time I use the computer.
Mm-hmm. 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 That's a tough one.
It is a tough one. It is a tough one. It is a tough one. And what is a VDU when it's at home?
What's that?
What is a VDU when it's at home?
I really couldn't tell you.
Is it a computer virus or what? What sort of shop are you running out there?
Why don't I give you my consumer affairs number?
Will they answer, or will I get Beethoven for 50 minutes?
I don't know.
I hope you don't think you're dealing with some, how you like to say, goddamned imbecile, because I come from Britain. We may all have been born yesterday, you know, but we've not been born yesterday.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yes. Do you deal with many colleges?
No, not many.
Did you go to a public school? I must know this.
Entertainment at Christmas on LWT. And it's a bumper stocking crammed with all your favourite shows presented by our grossly overpaid, clapped-out, so-called personalities like Scylla. Back with a Christmas special blind date in which she invites 3 blind people to feel each other up and fall over the furniture while we all laugh at them. Ha 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 ha!
Lot of laugh! Now, I understand, blind contestant number 1, that you recently entered your guide dog at Crufts, lovey.
That's right, Spinner.
And the case comes up next month.
Eh?
Lot of laugh.
I don't understand, Spinner.
Entered your dog at Crufts, lot of laugh, lot of animal sex.
You can't do a very good Spinner back voice, can you, Spinner?
Fair enough. Fair enough. I can do a very good President Kennedy, and I shall tell you now. This great country of ours.
Is that with the head off?
And later there's even more fun at the expense of the visually handicapped when Jeremy Beadle accosts the same 3 blind people as they leave Scylla's studio. What they don't know is that the Braille Bible I'm going to ask them to read from is really a very sharp cheese grater. Here they come now. Excuse me.
Hello, Jeremy. Praise the Lord.
Would you read us a passage from this Braille Bible?
Of course I will.
Look at the blood! Look, the finger's nearly off! Look at the blood! Look at the blood! Look at the... And later, Hale and Pace, this year's winners of the Montreux Golden Pessary Award for the only comedy double act with two straight men, will treat us to another hilarious 30 minutes of the thin, unfunny one saying Ron, followed by the fat, unfunny one saying Ron, which is only slightly less amusing than being born dead with cancer. And remember, you can always tell an LWT entertainment program because all the sick tunes sound the same and they all end like this. Or sometimes like this. Because they're all done by Laurie Holloway, a man who, if he'd written Beethoven's Fifth Symphony, would have finished it like this. Tasteful music. Yes, a weekend of cheap Christmas builds recorded last July for poor working class yobbos made by some of the rich working class yobbos who work for LWT.
Now, a message from the Public Information Bureau.
There is a threat sweeping the nation. Gangs of people are assembling on Saturday nights in remote country districts, swallowing handfuls of tablets and in a frenzy of narcotic oblivion, dancing the night away to strange, pulsating music. The people, health freaks. The tablets, royal jelly. The music, jelly house. Look at the victims, young and old alike. They've all been easy prey for the con men, the unscrupulous pushers of royal jelly. Moreover, why is my voice fading like they do on the Archers? Why? Lovely party, darling. Super. Well, it's so good to say so. As for you, you look like $1 million. You really do. $1 million? Yeah. Really? How nice. Yes, all green and crinkly. Oh, impertinent. Well, I see you look as if you've been poured into that dress. Oh, that's nice of you to say so. Yes. Pity you forgot to say when. Jelly!
Right, alright then, well look, have one of these, go on, stuff that down your face, go on. What are they? What are they? They're crudities, aren't they?
What do you mean, crudities?
Well look, 2 radishes either side of an enormous stick of celery with half a tomato bunged on the top. You can't get much cruder than that, can you? Jelly!
My husband died last week. Asbestosis.
Oh, absolutely dreadful.
Yes. The worst thing was, it took 6 months to burn him down at the crematorium. Jelly!
Look at him over there. He's throwing up all over the table. It's disgusting. What?
Well, at least he's doing it tastefully.
What else do you mean?
At least he's brought the white wine up with the fish. Jelly!
Have you ever had an out-of-body experience, yeah? Have you had one out-of-body experience? Yeah, when I was young. In fact, when I was born, it was the only way out. Jelly! Hold on, that's not a strong enough punchline, right? We need another one. Alright, and, do you believe in reincarnation, man? Oh no, I believe you should only ever use fresh milk. Jelly!
Stereo FM, Britain's favorite Radio 1.
That was 30 minutes of me, Victor Lewis Smith. Word of advice this Christmas week: don't play around with bottles of peroxide, or you'll go blonde. The programme was written by Paul Sparks, Victor Lewis Smith. All the voices were by Victor Lewis Smith, except poor sods on the other end of the phone. All the music was by Victor Lewis Smith. Precocious, aren't I? Oh, and the credits were by Victor Lewis Smith, too. Mr. Lewis Smith's wardrobe was by MFI. The programme was mixed and engineered by Victor Lewis Smith, and was edited by Victor Lewis Smith. The producer was John Walters. I'll be here next week. I'll have to have a cup of herbal tea now. I'm an anarchist, you know. I believe all property is theft. Finally, to quote the esteemed semiologist Derek Umberto Echo Beatty, be nice to each other, and if you're on your own tonight, a very special reminder to sort out your halitosis. Whispering Bob Harris is next on Radio 1 FM.